Well now, here is a truly strange one. Let me realign this thing a bit. This is a Philips N2000. A most peculiar beast. It's only a cassette player, and there's only the one speaker, so only mono. But though the speaker and the motor are obviously Philips components, the rest of it looks as if it's been designed by Santa Claus's elves on Christmas Eve in a great hurry. This is probably about 40 years old, so I would think early 70s, late 60s. And like their first cassette player, welcome recorder, everything's done by one control. Slide it over for playback, push it in while playing back, and one way or the other you can get rewind and fast forward. Fast forward on this thing is absolutely pitiful, if non-existent. For rewind, all it does is to move this over to drive this spool here. And then fast forward, there's an idler that's driven off this flywheel. Usually drives that, which is the take-up spool clutch. During fast forward, this idler assumes a slanted angle, almost drunk, and should mate with a conical surface underneath the flywheel in order to up the gear ratio and spin this quicker. No. No, don't work. But as you can see, it's a very, very, very long belt indeed. But miraculously, the speed is actually steady enough. Setting the head up on this is a pain though, as you can either do it from this screw, now with the back off, or with the back on you can do it down here, rather like an 8-track player. Portable 8-track player. Think of one of those. Very strange indeed. And obviously, I should think made by their Patrice DuPont, because it looks like that little orange and white record player I had. And come to that, sometimes they come in sort of army green and white like this is. Don't know whether they made these in orange and white. I imagine they probably would have done. But there's only a volume control and that's it. Now, putting the tape in on this is peculiar too, as you might expect. I think they'd been in one of those cafes in Amsterdam for a wee bit too long when they made this. And you can see there the most peculiar way the tape goes in. Sideways. Now, whether this will work is another matter. It's not a bad sound, but it's quite loud as they go. Switch him off there. But what a peculiar mechanism. I've never seen anything like this. I did see something that was very odd once in a Concerton radio receiver. Well, it was like a Cassiva, ran on mains only. I think I've still got it here somewhere. And that had a very peculiar mechanism too, but there was a rotary control for that one from memory and a separate record button. And that was a top loader, but in the usual way, and it was full again of Philips parts. And I believe that that set was manufactured, badged as a Philips, or perhaps the Concerton was the clone, I don't know. But they certainly came out with some strange things in those days, didn't they? Yeah, the Fool on the Hill, eh? Yes. I wonder if that hill was near Eindhoven. See you soon.